Last week, we found out the SEC is investigating Yuga Labs. We got rugged by CNN. Is that right? CNN? And a certain NFT marketplace caused controversy by removing secondary royalties. Find out which one and more in this NFT Weekly Recap by Metaverse HQ. We started the week on Monday, October 10th, a day with such little action that Pixelmon was the pump of the day, pulling in almost 250 ETH in volume. We had over $9 million in volume traded on OpenSea, and ETH dropped down below $1,300. Moving on to Tuesday the 11th. Bloomberg reported that Yuga Labs, the founders of Bored Ape Yacht Club, is subject to an investigation by the SEC. It caused a fair amount of panic and triggered a dump in the ApeCoin price, but this was bound to happen sooner or later, and Yuga hasn't been accused of doing anything wrong. Here soon, Gary G is going to tell us what we are and aren't allowed to spend our money on. May God help us all. Also on Monday, Google partnered with Coinbase to accept crypto payments for their cloud services and also made crypto wallets searchable on Google. Pretty neat. Oh, and let's not forget CNN announcing that they're rugging everyone who bought their CNN Vault NFTs by ceasing further development. It turns out this was just an experiment. Couldn't have possibly gone worse than the CNN Go experiment, but hey, thanks for the memories, I guess. All NFTs that were purchased will remain tradable on the Flow blockchain. Speaking of Flow, on Wednesday, Dapper Labs tweeted out that the collection Cryptoys is partnering with Mattel to offer digital He-Man Masters of the Universe collectibles. This is the second collab Mattel has done, the previous being a Boss Beauties collab. Clearly, there's an interest in the space over at Mattel. On Thursday, we got a few big news items. The CPI data came out pretty bearish, but that did not stop us from buying JPEGs. $13 million in volume was traded on OpenSea, and ETH rallied above 1,300. Beeple announced he's building an art studio in South Carolina to showcase digital art from various NFT artists, and OpenSea added some new analytics features that will slowly unlock for more and more people, and Digidaigaku announced they're going to have a Super Bowl ad. Did you think I was going to get through a weekly recap without mentioning Digi? I wish. Moving on to the weekend, we had some big news items. Magic Eden announced they're changing their marketplace royalties to optional. You can now circumvent the secondary marketplace royalties decided by a project, and that somehow angered everyone simultaneously. On one hand, some projects live off royalties and they die without them, and on the other, you have projects that minted at a very high mint price, they're VC funded, and they're still squeezing out 10% on every transaction. It's likely to be a topic that we hear a lot about until we find the middle ground somewhere. Also on this weekend, Azuki dropped what they're calling the Azuki Collector Profile. Once you've connected your wallet, you can view your NFTs, collect badges, and make all your friends feel FOMO. I also want to give a huge shout out to MVHQ's president, Poopaloop. He joined the Make It Rain show and gave some alpha on Rainmakers, and then went on to win $20K in prize money a few days later. If you want to see the full episode, a link will be in the description. That's it for this week. Of course, if you want to read the full weekly recap published by Metaverse HQ, you can do so on our Medium, and be sure to like, follow, or join Metaverse HQ to stay up to date on all things NFT.